Oh my God. What the fuck? This is crazy. I don't believe this is happening.
Woody.
Are you guys together in LA?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Physically together.
So fucking jealous, man. I'm so jealous. How's it going?
We're just starting. If you mean how's this going, but yeah, life's good. Life's good. It's strange to be having you, Jim, right in front of me and looking over your shoulder at you, Woody. But I'm so happy to see you, my friend. It's been a while, and I adore you and love you.
I love you too, brother. I miss you.
Are you in Austin?
Hey, I feel I'm getting in the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give us a second, Jim. No, but I'm in Paris.
I'm hearing this stuff.
And Jim was right down the road.
Whatever happened to Hi Ted?
Oh, man. So, Jim, the other day I was hanging with these two actors who I've worked with many times. And I realized, you sometimes go for years and years and you don't ask like fundamental questions like about someone's parents, or like deeper questions. You're in the moment when you're hanging out with them and experiencing, like when you're doing a show or whatever, but you don't find out these really important details. And so I was thinking to myself, because they give us research, and I'm thinking, what do I need research with Jim Brooks? I've known this guy forever. So many things I fucking didn't,
I got excuses for all of them.
Anyway, I think I knew this, but like you were born in Brooklyn, but you grew up in New Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
Am I jumping into this too fast?
No, you're doing fine. But did you think that was the lead question?
By the way, what a great question. No kidding, man. Because it's basic. It's a basic question. Gives you a foundation.
Yes,
born in Brooklyn, brought up in New Jersey.
I'm going to interrupt for just a second. I just want you to tell me how you and Woody got together to work on this movie that you're working on right now, Ella McCay. Because that's how you got
you're right.
together.
Let's not go into the heavy stuff.
What about Brooklyn and New Jersey?
We're going to go back to that. I swear to God. By the way, this is
into it. I was just that's a spill. And
this is me and Teddy's first fight.
But this is the reason why Woody and Jim get to be together in the same room. And I'm not in the same room, but on the same podcast, because you guys just finished working together, right? And you're still just finishing this movie.
Right.
So just tell me how you cast him instead of me. No, I don't mean that. But how did you guys get together? And tell me just a little bit about it.
I called you. Woody, didn't I call you really early in the game? It was.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. We've known each other, Teddy, for as long as I've known you. And anyway, it was a great surprise to get a chance to do this part because, I'd been reading the script for years, hoping Jim eventually would finish it, which took, like 15 years. And I love it. I love it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm so excited to see it, Jim.
He can't really talk about it because, as you were just saying to me, you're still in the not so much in the editing room, but you're
just
composing
finishing up.
the music and finishing it up, and you're still in that
There's
tunnel.
still stuff. There's still stuff. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Where did you
and
shoot
how
it?
are you feeling?
Good. I think I respect it. I think I respect the movie. Yeah. Oh, wait, I should sell a little harder than that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I respect the movie.
Wow, man. You really gear up for your interviews and just talk about a salesman.
What was it like?
I'm in the audience. I'm dying to see this movie now. I respect it.
I've seen the trailer, and I more than respect it. I can't wait to see it. It made me both laugh and want to be around all the actors and characters I just watched on it.
Great. The man on the screen is insanely good in it.
Oh, good.
I mean, yeah.
You can go now, Woody. You got your compliment.
Yeah.
So what was it like being directed by? Are you just keep doing it again and again, or do you give notes, or how do you direct Woody Harrelson?
I don't know. I mean, we talk. I mean, I just.
No, you know what? You're intensely real. So we're waiting for this. Please don't change.
Wait, let me make a comeback here.
No, seriously, I want to know. Keep going.
So it was.
I think starting the day with a warm greeting. I think it helps him a little bit. He can be down. He can take little dips. So you sort of build him up a little. Try.
Do you rehearse your films always? Did you get to rehearse this?
Yeah, we did rehearse.
Yeah.
I just watched every iteration of the film as you were writing it, and I just felt it just kept getting better and better and better. And then, I insisted you got to do a read through. You're going to learn.
Oh, and then wait, you want to talk about the read through? You want to talk about The Grudge? You want to get into that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't the happiest.
But this is more years than I'll ever admit to working on this script, and put together, with my buddy Woody, and he didn't read it beforehand. Now I'm sorry, you're a professional actor.
I am.
Yeah, and you're.
I read it beforehand. I just didn't do a good job with it.
Did you read it beforehand?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I was playing the security guy, but I did think I was particularly bad.
Had you
reading?
And
I did feel the malice in your eyes as I came up.
It's like what's the kid with the fixed World Series going up to what's that story? Say it ain't so, Joe.
Yeah.
Woody is, I think, I importantly good in the movie, and a totally convincing part, and a weird one for me because in some ways based on my own errant father. And this always sounds so weird when you talk in this form for how somebody just knocked it out of the park and created a character, and it was just palpable. And for me, when it's personal, it was yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So is this a good opportunity to ask you about your father?
Yes, I give you both permission to go backwards now.
Yeah, I want to know about your father because it was a very key, important thing in your development as a human. Even though, anyway, tell me about your relationship with that.
He was errant in every way. He was. There were times then that my mother worked all the time. My mother worked, 3 nights a week, 6 days a week, and he was a carousing alcoholic. The drinking is not in the film, but the serial cheating is part of it. And my older sister, who helped raise me, and was vulnerable to him. And then I got my first decent job, and I had I asked my father to come to lunch because he was really messing my sister up.
How old were you at this point?
Shit, I don't
know. Roughly. Teenager or older?
20s, 24, 5, 6, right, 7.
Right. This is Diane.
I said, I'll pay you money to leave my sister alone. And, because he would mess with her. And we went to lunch to seal the deal. And it was the last time I saw him. And he got drunk at the lunch. And he walked, and there was a little stairs that he walked up. And I had gotten a car for him to pick him up in New Jersey, take him to New York. We had lunch. And the car was there. And he turned around drunk and looked at me. And after this lifetime of everything, and sang, "If I had my life to live over, I'd live it the same way again." And left. Yeah.
Kind of a fuck you, I'm who I am, and I'm not going to change. Wow.
It was like
Sort
a
of
defiance and a defense against what you considered like to be an errant father, right? Like, I mean, that it was in that meal that you kind of let him know how you felt.
It's the absolute opposite of remorse.
Yeah.
It's it's the finger. Yeah.
Did he take your money, or did that never happen?
No, he
Oh my God,
kept his
Jim,
part of the
that's
bargain.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was your mother still alive? Or I know she passed away when you were like 22 or something.
Yeah. No, she was not. Yeah.
So you really were the only thing between.
No, it was. It was.
him and-
Yeah.
yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Do you think Diane ever, I mean, did she appreciate the fact that you did that, or did she know?
I don't remember, but our lives were better. I know all our lives were better. Yeah.
Other characters in the film, are they as intensely personal as the character your dad that Woody played?
It's funny how life will deal you who the significant love of your life is, and and hopefully we all pick a mate, and but it doesn't always work like that, and in this case, my mother and her sister, they were, I think, the significant loves in each other's lives. I mean, they were sisters who just adored each other, and that's sort of there's two women in the picture where I think it's true of each of them that the young star and Jamie Lee Curtis,
Right.
yeah,
The young star. What is her name?
Emma Mackey.
Emma Mackey, who was in Sex Education.
Yes.
Astounding.
Yes.
She's so good. Such a good actor.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
Easy on the eye.
Yeah. Had you worked with Albert Brooks?
Oh, Albert, I've known.
No, I know. But was it?
Yeah, Broadcast News. Yeah, he was nominated. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, after that, has this been a long stretch of not working with him, or have you seen him and been with him?
He's does some terms on The Simpsons. So
right.
So yeah. And we're friends. Yeah.
My only claim to you, which I do make use of, because that's how I
you
am.
owe everything to me.
Yes.
Are we finally getting to that?
Yes, we are,
yes,
because
Jesus.
you were. I think you're the
embarrassing!
reason.
I had to bring it up.
Well, it's Woody. Woody will go to sleep when we start talking about me. So I wanted to,
No, I remember it vividly.
I won't go to sleep. I'll just go into a very meditative state.
You just got to get them ready. There's going to be a few minutes here. It's not going to be about you.
That's painful.
It is. It leads to you, my friend, who I adore. Cheers brought us together.
Look how he's reassuring you.
Yeah. So anyway, you're doing Taxi. It's maybe the third or fourth year of Taxi. And I think somebody maybe either dropped out or couldn't or something, because I got a last minute call to come down and audition / go to the next room and read for the table read throw for Taxi. And
where were you in your career? Where
me.
were you in your career right then?
In the toilet, Jim.
Yeah,
in the
I
toilet.
think that's my memory.
I'd done 2 or 3 movies, and then I'd guest starred all over the place.
Great, and great. You killer too.
Yeah,
yeah.
Larry Kasdan.
Yeah.
Body Heat.
Yeah. No,
I'm a serious actor.
No. Attention must be paid.
I'm very competitive with my friend Woody. So I just a little side note, when I hear about this movie you just made, what I do when I realize Woody's about to be into something really good and he'll be really good in it, I refuse to watch it on anything except my cell phone, because I can then go, fuck you, Woody Harrelson. I've made you the right size. Okay, anyway,
Wow.
down I come.
That was uncomfortable, but go ahead.
Yeah, down I come to, and I read, and it was, I remember you laughing when I was reading around the table, and I was like music to my ears, because I had heard your laugh throughout, all the episodes of Taxi, because you have that distinctive laugh, and it was like, oh, that was wonderful. But I think Jimmy Burrows was either directing that episode of Taxi, but he was also around the corner with Les and Glenn Charles putting together and starting to cast Cheers. And because you hired me for Taxi and I got to be in proximity of Les and Glenn, I do believe that I owe you a great deal because obviously that led to Cheers.
I really,
and Woody.
I really appreciate it, but you're not quite going far enough with credit.
You fought for me when no one else wanted me, something like that.
This is my memory.
Good.
That you played a gay guy in that issue.
Flamboyant, but yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and we had the dress rehearsal, and the dress did not go particularly well. And this is the way I remember it. And it was, and this is so, I just caught myself telling a ridiculously self-serving story.
Please do.
I'm blushing, I swear to God. And do you remember this? And I just said one word to you when you came over, and it was cast to the rail and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was fly. and you just nodded and you exploded.
I kind of do remember
and
it
was,
didn't
I mean,
work.
brought the house down, and yes, and just but just extraordinary. I mean, I remember it vividly. Yeah.
Notes, actors to the rail after dress rehearsal,
and you can tell whether the series is a solid series when the actors want to go to the rail.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was.
The rail being the producers and everybody and the writers are in the raised audience that accommodates the audience for a live show.
It's our last chance to get notes before the audience comes.
Yeah.
I do believe that to be so, and I do remember it wasn't good and then became good. So thank you.
Well, no, it was good and became, I think, great. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Suck on that, Woody Harrelson.
Is this shit over with? I mean, how long is this going on? Oh my God. That felt like an hour.
Well, we went back in time, so let's go even further.
No.
So you what made you think early on that you could write funny stuff and then turn it into people? I mean, how did you go from the kid alone in the apartment to somebody actually submitting funny material, hoping it would work?
It's so weird that you have to catch breaks. You know, that luck is as big a part of it. Like, you know, that I the first decent job I got, I was an usher for CBS, and when you were an usher, you were vacation replacement if slightly higher level jobs, but are still junior jobs, opened up. And one was as a desk assistant copy boy for CBS News when CBS News was, you know, Jesus Christ, the temple of everything. And I filled in as a vacation replacement, and the guy didn't come back to the job. And I swear, if he had come back to the job, I can't imagine. I actively imagine how desolate my life could have been. You know?
And you would have wiped out me and Woody at the same time.
Yeah. So he didn't come back, and you had to step up and write something.
And I had my stepping stone. Yeah, which only went to guys with college graduates, usually good colleges, and I had screwed up college, and you know, after a year, just you know they.
And how does that connect to writing that job?
Well, you were writing copy. I mean,
no. I was I was bringing coffee to. You're looking at somebody who brought coffee to Edward R. Murrow. Yeah.
Did you really? Though?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That is very
cool. What was he like?
This is the guy who was the pillar of journalism and pillar of broadcast journalism when it was a temple that you cannot imagine today. When it was church. When it was. You trusted it. It took care of you. It served you in a way that, you know, we'll never see again. But there was that moment, and he was the man of that moment. And there's a woman who wrote a 1,200-word book, 1,200-page book about Edward R. Murrow, and they asked her what was the biggest surprise that you had in the 10 years of research you did, and it's that he deserved the legend. I mean, he really was that guy, that god of a man.
Who broadcast from London while bombs were dropping.
And they called them Murrow's boys, all the people who reported and who brought down McCarthy single-handedly when we were having, political troubles, not wildly different from today.
Yeah. You don't really see any of those guys step out of the party line, so to speak, anymore. Broadcasters aren't thinking for themselves. They're not saying, I should do this and I should say that. They're like, here's what you're supposed to say.
And nobody trusts them anymore. I mean, they're not talking to people who trust, there's no, come on, it's siloed. Yeah. I mean, these are tough times. Except in my movie, which...
So clearly that informed, well, maybe not clearly, broadcast news when you came to writing that.
It was soulful, because that broadcast news is written after the first steel ball fell against the temple of journalism, and there were these sudden massive layoffs, and I still had friends there. I'm a news junkie. I remain a news junkie, and I was, and I was around, wonderful people who were losing their jobs.
What was the steel ball? What
when they started cutbacks and
Okay.
Yeah. And when the Murrow era was clearly over. Yeah.
But even like before, when you were doing the Mary Tyler Moore Show, that was also inspired by, the newsroom was kind of a
Yeah.
still very much in your
and based on an editor who, John Merriman, and he was the model for Lou Grant, and he was irascible. He was irascible, but he'd be friends with the copy boys like me, but irascible, hard driving, great, edited Murrow's copy. I mean, he was a real guy, and he was a great guy, and we were friends too, and we were lots of levels below him. And there was one night in a snowstorm we were getting, and I had to go all across from where CBS was and walk, across town to get to the bus terminal and take me back to Jersey. And he it was a snowstorm, and he said, and he was getting the cab, and he said, "You want a lift?" And I said, "Isn't that of your way?" And he said, "Yeah." He go, door closed. So he was the best, and Lou Grant came out of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
In some of this research, you're talking about like the best schooling you ever had was having a show that's really going and people are watching it, and then you have that autonomy and the writers.
Well, to me, the best job in the business is to be on a series that's working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without doubt. And for the writer, it must be the best because you don't get notes anymore.
Well, you get community. You get, and by the way, Woody makes community wherever he goes, which is...
Woody, that's true. And I swear to God, part of the reason why I'm doing a podcast is because I don't do what Woody does. I'm shy and I go home. But this, I've however many people I've gotten to talk to like this, like I am with you, is what Woody does every day of his life. You're absolutely right. You do. I hate you.
Oh, pshaw.
It is the best thing. I mean, Cheers for us. For me, it was like basketball. I loved basketball. I wanted to play basketball, and that whole team effort, that it's the team, it's not you individually, is something that I learned, and I recognized that when I got to be part of an ensemble like Cheers, it was like, oh, this feels like home.
And on that lot, as other things are going, and I always talk about those days as we had everything, because the there was a television ghetto that those of us on series were on one side of the lot. Then there was the movie side of the lot. Whoa. And at that time, you couldn't cross over. I'm trying to remember who. I think Ron Howard was the first crossover, the first guy over the fence from television to movies. And but so we had great jobs, working with people we enjoyed, and we got to be the underdogs. We were all making good money because the movie guys were looking down on us. So we even had underdog going for us.
Yeah, and you had. I remember that sometimes people would finish a show. They would have shot their show one, I don't know what it was, but they were friends with writers on our show, and they were having a problem, so they'd go over and work on the problem together. There was a real sense of writer community.
Yeah, and Glenn and Les, of course, were on Taxi, and then, and they were, and Taxi had a good party every Friday night, which everybody came to. We'd shoot before an audience on Friday night, and it would be.
Yeah, I heard those were some.
Those were in those days. Yeah,
yeah.
We had good parties. They were little. There were smoke-filled rooms, but
well, that doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt, Ted.
Weren't you impressed?
That made you the tame group at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It was interesting because you had on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, you had the Charles brothers, right?
Yep.
And Jimmy came in too.
Yep.
And out of that was born Taxi, and
Jimmy broke in on the
simple way to put it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jimmy was observed on the Mary Tyler Moore Show and then directed on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Yeah.
And I think, was it then or was it during Taxi that Les and Glenn and Jimmy decided to team up and be a threesome?
I think during Taxi. I think so.
So you're doing television, you're doing writers' rooms, and what was your first, forgive me, it wasn't Terms of Endearment. There was a film before Terms where you wrote it and directed it. What was that? Do you remember?
I think that was my first writing and directing. I produced and wrote a movie that was on television.
Starting Over.
Oh, Starting Over. Wait a minute.
Yes. With Candice
Right?
Bergen.
Yeah, that's right.
You wrote that.
Yeah. Alan Pakula directed it.
Yeah. So Terms was your first writing, directing?
Yes.
All right, here's one of my questions. Coming from writers' rooms, do you ever miss a writer's room when you're writing a film? Or are you okay to be all by yourself, locked in a room, writing?
It's a totally different experience. I'm still active on The Simpsons, so I love So I mean, it's a blessing to still have that community going all the time, and they're just different experiences. Well, one's lonelier and more personal, and I always think there's this. Was it Sunday in the Park with George, that musical about the artist, and there's a wonderful song in there where the famous artist was Seurat, I think was
right.
A famous French artist, and they have a song where he goes through everything and he says, "Look, I made a hat," because he painted a hat on somebody. That after all the geschrying and everything, look, I made a hat, and I think of that as what we all do. Look,
Yeah.
What I just said might have been a little heavier than you guys took.
No. It's, what made me think is Woody has a connection to you in that he does write plays. He does write music. He does produce. He has directed. I'm probably your dream actor. All I want to do is act only. And that's all I have. That's all I'm equipped, to whatever degree I'm equipped to do. So I am kind of, when there's a pause, I'm trying to go, what would that be like to write from an empty blank page? Where does one start? I guess one starts in some cases thinking about your father.
These days, especially these movie days, because I think television is so rich with everything, and just it's I hate the word content. I think there's some danger in calling what we do content providers. It's so bizarre.
Sounds like produce.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. To be able to have an idea and end up doing a movie these days from that idea that you wanted and that you saw all the way through is getting tougher. And so you just are such an asshole if you don't really appreciate the opportunity big time these days. I mean, I think that's, I just think, Jesus, I'm really glad I got this, that's new.
Do you still, I mean, because you made so many beloved, brilliant, award-winning, lots of box office, still get to ride on that? Or do you have to prove yourself each time and struggle to get money or whatever?
There was a very wonderful grizzled producer I knew. And I remember when I did Terms of Endearment, and my question to him was, because we got down with each other, and I said, how many more will they let me make because of this? And he said, maybe 2. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which is yeah.
What was your next one? Broadcast news or no?
I don't know. I had a flop in there someplace, but I think Broadcast News might have been, I think, my second one.
Yeah, that was next.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Remember, you showed it to us in Rhode Island before we started shooting.
Is that right?
God, it was great. I hadn't seen it in a while, and to see it on the big screen like that instead of, like your television.
Yeah.
It was great, man. That movie is phenomenal. But what was that like to work on? What made you think of Holly Hunter, for example?
I mean, she was barely known. She had done a Coen Brothers pictures. I don't even think it was out yet.
Racing Arizona.
And I was about to pick someone where we wouldn't be talking about that movie today, because that was what I was down to. And then Julia Taylor, who was legendary casting director in New York, and who I never stopped thanking, because this is me having spent 6 months looking for the girl, maybe more than 6 months, and seeing everybody and being such a pain in the ass. And there was still a moment where, instead of saying, oh shit, he's on the phone again, I mean, which is a miracle that she had that kind of spirit. Instead of saying that, she said, tell me again what you're looking for. And she said, there's a girl here who's about to leave town. I think you can still see her. And it was Holly Hunter. And it was,
wow.
And it was, and as I say, the other thing would have changed my life. That's it. I mean, isn't that the thing that you can't get used to? Because the one I was about to cast, we wouldn't be talking today. And yeah.
Did she audition for you, or you just met her?
She auditioned. Yeah, she auditioned.
And you were like, damn.
Boom. Yeah,
this girl's pretty good.
No. It was. Thank God. It was fall to your knees. Yeah.
Did you always have Bill Hurt in mind?
Yes, I postponed the movie 6 months in order to get him, and yeah, and
good choice.
And it was because I thought the one thing you can't act is charisma, and the whole thing was about a guy who had that thing, had that thing since he was a little boy, had that thing. And you can't act that. I mean, I wish we were drinking tonight, because I think it could be a good night if I just started talking to you guys about Bill Hurt. Yeah.
I'm ready to get it going. It's nighttime over here, guys.
Let's go to the woods. Yeah.
There you go. Let's go to the woods. But you had that with for Emma's part, like you really worked a long time to find that character.
It was just
long time.
I mean, this is the heroine of this movie goes from 16 to 34. I mean, she has real scenes at 16, real scenes with this guy, and it's sort of like it's everybody's sort of does this this kind of comedy that, that wants to try and tell the truth and stuff like that, if you possibly can. And those 50s movies, the Hepburn, this is the, this is the museum. This is the great museum. Both Hepburns, Audrey Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, and Screwball is something. And so this whole, maybe it was the wrong notion or something, but what I was chasing was, can you try and be a little screwball comedy? And comedy it has to be, but the little screwball and still try and tell the truth about something. So that was the thought.
But you do that. You do that so well. Wow.
Yeah, you do that well. But there's a lot of truth in this movie, and I think everybody can just relate to having to deal with their parents, whether in this case the father, and everything she's dealing with that, and then trying to deal with her husband, who's a bit of a ne'er-do-well, Jack Loudon.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor.
Who does Albert Brooks play in this?
Albert Brooks plays the ex-governor of the state, about to become a cabinet officer.
I cannot wait to see this.
That's great. But also Albert Brooks, that is one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in broadcast news, where he starts sweating. And I always wondered, I never did ask you about this, but it seems like you almost said to yourself, there's no amount that's too much. Just go ahead flood the set. Like it was, and it just made it so fucking funny. Like it's incredible.
It was really so great because Albert called me one night, turn on CNN immediately, and it was a guy sweating.
After the film?
No, before the film. Before. That's how we got the idea.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a catchphrase. I mean, I was sweating. That. I mean, broadcast news sweating.
Yeah.
It must be fun to work with him again.
Yeah.
Where'd you shoot? Rhode Island? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Providence? I mean, why?
It's because of the tax break.
Aha.
And and the movie is anywhere USA basically, so that fit that.
I can't wait to see it. Tell me about the music, because you said you're still working on the music. Is that a big part? Do you take great joy in having that part of your process in the room with the composer?
I take great joy in being friends with Hans Zimmer.
Hans.
Wow, yeah. I mean, there's a phrase, in a class by himself. I mean, this is just so literally true about Hans, because the conversation is different than you have with anybody else. The way he gets into the movie is different. The way he establishes goals for the music is different than anybody else. And I think it adds up to a class by himself.
Forgive my ignorance. Do you work with him a lot? So it's just assumed when you start the movie that you guys are talking.
Thank God.
Before you even start shooting.
We've been friends a long time. Yeah.
Do you say we need music here, or he says this would be a good place to have music, and I was thinking something like this, or how does it develop with them?
The conversation is different than with any other composer, because the conversation is more like you have with a co-writer. I mean, what and where he thinks he has to be, what he thinks he has to accomplish. How it's a different. I'm telling you, it's a different world.
Wonderful.
The conversation is different. The goals are unique. What he sees, he's Hans. That's what I say. Every once in a while, he does something brilliant, and there's a room full of people. I say, Hans Zimmer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. He's incredible.
Are you setting, not guardrails, but are you saying, it needs to have a 50s, a 40s, whatever, contemporary? Are you setting tone, or is he looking at the tone of what you've shot and come up with it himself?
He's a genius at work,
yeah. And I'm sure he has the obviously he's Hans Zimmer, but that some movies get overscored and it's like kind of pushes you away. I mean, it is such a delicate thing.
With broadcast news, there was a series of things where I was left holding the bag with the picture needing to be finished, and And I went around begging music from like 3 different composers and putting it together feverishly at the last minute. And that was such a scary time that, that it's made it forever. I don't want to go through that again. Yeah.
Jim, do you think that this movie will be ready for the December 12th date that it's supposed to come out in the theaters?
Yes, sir.
Will it be ready?
Yes, it'll be ready. I think I'm a week away from being a free man.
Really?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're a tinkerer. You like to get in there and tinker.
I have like 2 days of looping to go through. Yeah, you're right. I'm a little,
So I'm 78. I don't know how old you. I'm 78 in a few months. I don't know how old you are.
Numbers.
But you're saying that there's still a chance that I could be in one of your movies. No, don't make this about
just
me.
The way you sold yourself right now, man. Just got me.
Yeah.
Just that.
That confidence.
The wit, but a little pitiable,
Yeah, it petered out at the end.
You can write a wimp. You've written wimps before.
You're great, man. I'd love to work with you.
There it is. That's our quote for the show. In front of Woody.
Something about that felt strange. Anyway, it's good.
There's that laugh that just made me love Taxi even more. Jimmy Burrows has a laugh. Jimmy used to.
Yeah,
he would laugh during rehearsal, but at first it was like, oh, we're making Jimmy laugh. Then we kind of all realized, no, he's marking the moment to let us know that an audience could be laughing here. So be aware that you may need to vamp for a second. It was like
you don't think it was genuine laughter?
Well, sometimes, but it was also because I thought it was a little bit more than necessary at times, but it was like he was educating the cast in that moment. He was such an important part of Cheers for me that when he didn't direct, it was like literally I had no idea how to play Sam Malone. None. It was like I was always performing to some degree for Jimmy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll let Andy Ackerman know that right away. How you feel.
Oh, yeah. He hasn't hired me recently, so who cares? Did you ever work with Andy as an editor or no?
No.
He didn't do Taxi?
No.
Yeah.
No.
How about editor? Do you still work with the same editor on your films, or does that change?
I did for a long time, and then we lost him. But I've done the last couple with the same editor. Yeah. You spend 6 months in a room with somebody. It's like a cellmate. Yeah.
Have you ever miscast a part? Don't name names unless it's Woody.
That would you'd get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
There was, I think it was Terms of Endearment. And I had cast somebody as the part that John Lithgow ultimately played, where he might have won the Academy Award. He was nominated, I know. And I was in my trailer, and the actor who I had hired for the part was passing my window. And he was saying, and we had filmed, and he had not been so hot. And he said, once they got you on film, you got him by the balls. And I heard that, and
oh, literally.
I heard that in the trailer as he passed my window. He didn't know I was hearing it. And you know what? The term "blood goes cold" literally happened to me. It was like and then we replaced him, and he had been weak, but I might have struggled with him and stuff like that. And then I heard that, and then I was able to get John Lithgow.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, man, I mean, the theme is catch a break or don't.
Yeah.
You said something to the effect about how, because you've had this unreal success in television as well as movies. Like you can't even, it's hard to even calibrate how, and it's not obviously just luck, but how lucky you've been, how fortunate you've been, And you said something about like this thing of having an awareness about your career and being told, how your career's going, like there's something about that awareness is very dangerous and destructive.
Self-consciousness, yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you think that affected you? Did you ever feel like you got into a self-conscious place that it made it hard to write? Or
wouldn't you guys agree? It's the enemy. I mean, self-consciousness is the enemy. It is. It's like that thing. Get over yourself is the best advice that ever became a popular phrase. I mean, you can't. You just Especially since what we do is a team sport, so it gets ridiculous. Yeah.
And I think all creativity has to, the risk is you want to repeat the success, but that you need to start at zero each time. You need to start at not knowing as opposed to,
Yeah, there used to be this notion, do one for them, meeting what the studio wants and what's working that day, and
right.
what's readily accepted, and what's the log line is
right.
good, and one for yourself.
I don't see where in your career you were doing the one for them.
Yeah, I've been spoiled in a really good way. I think I got lucky, but maybe it started to sound like a good job to me. One for them. Hey, it's a little easier. It's a little easier. Hey, boss. Glad you liked it. Glad you liked it. Just let me know. It's sounding so good to me. I want to do them all for them. What a revelation! Thank God I came today, man.
It's a good title for your next movie. Yeah. One for them.
I'm a little emotional.
Who do you still have heroes? People you look up to? People you kind of. Or did you starting out? Did anyone mentor you when it came to movies? I sure had people I worshipped, like Paddy Chayefsky and Cassavetes. I got to hang around with Cassavetes, who, I mean, you guys, you would have gone nuts to work with John Cassavetes. And Carol Kane got me with Cassavetes, so that I got to hang around while he had already done his movies, but he and Elaine May were working with actors together on a stage at Columbia to improvise a script for a movie they do. And I got to just sit there. Wow.
And I'm telling you, this guy, the only guy in history who voluntarily gave up male movie star, he chose not to do that job, which he could have had,
right.
And the passion and the love and the group thing, and he's sort of the father of independent film in there, and it was and the relationship of actors to each other, supporting each other. It was just, and I'm like a kid, and I'm taking this in, and I'm seeing heaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was Jenna Rollins part of that, or
she was not? I mean, he was married to her, and
right.
and. And he had these dinners. He was very inclusive. There was always dinners and stuff like that. And it was all, I'll tell you my favorite story. See what you guys think. And so here, Elaine May and John Cassavetes. Okay. And they're working on this movie, and Elaine had to go east, and it's getting to be Christmas, and I was auditing, and Cassavetes was so generous. He invited me to the Christmas lunch they did at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm the jerk guy auditing, and and here's the cast and him, and one of the guys says they've been rehearsing for a while now, and he said, John, I have to go to New York. I got a job. They weren't being paid at all. And he said, I got a job. And Cassavetes didn't only say, you can't take that job, because this is the temple of truth. He said, you better not let Elaine hear you say that. He didn't even say no. That was it. You can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what happened? Did the guy stay?
He stayed. And it was weird. John, I got to make a living. You better not. But that was church. That's what made it church.
I had an acting teacher like that you had to commit to 2 years. It was the Meisner technique. And you had to commit. And it seemed unreasonable, but there's method to that madness. It's like, no, commit.
I get it. Method to the madness.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Woody. It took Jim a minute to catch on, but God bless you, Woody.
It actually did.
So John Cassavetes is a mentor. That's amazing.
I mean, you guys would have gone nuts. I mean, he was, just so, the attitude towards the work, was, yeah.
Wasn't Ben Gazzara part?
Tony Franceschi. Yeah. Then they all they met in a movie and they all became like friends for like
Husbands.
More than,
was it Husbands?
It was
no.
It was
no.
They did do Husbands.
But that was Cassavetes' film.
Yes, and I just like to point out, Time Magazine called it in its review the greatest film ever made. I mean, it was and it's just. And I was around. It's just all, and
is this pre-Taxi?
I think it was pre-birth. I don't recall. Just a seminal lightning bolt, and suddenly I was in a different world. So it was like, but it was just so beautiful because I think it was. Maybe it was Francioska having a hard time, or Peter Falk.
Was Peter Falk?
Peter Falk was at the bottom of a staircase, and it was, I think, Franciosa maybe coming down the stairs, and he was a hard time with that moment. And this is basic. This is the pearl. And one actor having a hard time, and he was having a hard time, and Peter Falk was down there. He said, "Hey, look at me, man. I'll give you something." I asked Jack Nicholson, what do you do if you're in a scene with somebody who's a bad actor? And he said, whatever the other person is doing is perfect.
Yeah.
Really?
I know, Woody, you have them replaced.
Yeah. Well,
but it is, isn't that? Come on. I mean, it's really an attitude, isn't it?
It's a great attitude. I'm not sure that's 100% true, but there's sometimes someone's just so bad. It's
Yeah. I'm out of here. Check, please.
Yeah.
In terms of, if you're a working actor, in terms of you're there and you have to do it,
You have no choice.
Yeah, or else your life, the choice is your life is rushing in front of your eyes. Yeah.
Well, that kind of flies in the face of that thing Brando said, just because they say action doesn't mean I have to do anything.
I had a friend that produced one of the last things he did, and he was just supposed to say 2 words. He's lying in bed and he's supposed to say, "I'm not sure," or something like that. And he kept waiting, and they kept waiting, and finally said, "Let's do this tomorrow." And he said, "But you only have to say 2 words, please. We need to wrap the picture." I'm not feeling it, and left. So there's that. There's that, Marlon,
Yeah. Well, that's a little problem.
A little too whimsical. Thank you so much for coming in and talking. Really appreciate it. It's really nice to see you again. I'm just missing you. We have 3 more guests coming up. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. It felt,
Yeah. Hey.
Shit, I just cut off Jim Brooks and Woody Harrelson.
No. There's something to be said for coitus interruptus. Yeah.
You had a feeling.
Nice coitus.
I want to get home. I've been all the way in East LA this whole time, and I got to get back.
No.
Yeah, Jim, don't even think you're going to go get a coffee with Teddy. He goes straight home. He doesn't pass go. He doesn't collect $200. He goes straight home.
Usually I say, don't wait for me.
I saw him
Let me
secretly
get your
putting on his shoes. I didn't.
No, you usually say, I said, yeah, Teddy, I'll meet you over at Gratitude, right? I mean, it's what, 5 minutes from there. He's like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll be right there.
Wow.
Gun shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo, man. Wow.
No, I don't know about
Yeah.
bravo, but
Well,
Yeah.
that means you got a happy home. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you, Jim. I miss you, buddy.
Yeah. 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 And we
Hey,
almost
Teddy,
at Paris.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You too,
Yeah.
Woody. You are missed and adored, and thank you for doing this. This was great.
Between your show.
Can you do me a favor, Jim, and just tell me, just look at me and tell me to fly?
Fly. I think
I
the way
might.
the way I said it at the time, I think was fly.
Please be better. Do anything.
You should have gave me that note when we did the reading a long time ago, Jim. I should have heard the fly note.
This will be our code word now. Yeah. Yeah.
Woodrow, travel
Jim,
safely.
Jim, I've had some of the greatest conversations, greatest dinners, greatest bottles of wine with you. Just extraordinary.
Thank heavens you
deep
stopped there.
heart that you have and the humor that you that is so original. I just anyway, I love you and I miss you and I
Same
hope
here,
I
buddy.
get to see you
Yeah.
soon, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here.